sun shines bright as it moves across my face. I feel the light and everything is in its place. Oh, I woke up feeling great. Today was made for me, and life is good the way it should, the way it was meant to be. And it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. The wind is blowing, the bells are ringing, children playing in the park while birds are singing. I am walking, and I am laughing, Life is perfect, I'm not trying, it's just happening. And it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. The sun shines bright as it moves across my face. I feel the light and everything is in its place. Oh, I woke up feeling great. Today was made for me, and life is good the way it should, the way it was meant to be. And it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. The wind is blowing, the bells are ringing, children playing in the park while birds are singing. I am walking, and I am laughing, Life is perfect, I'm not trying, it's
all
just
right, it looks like we are live. And, well, let's see. If you're in here right now, and it looks like we got a few people in here already, be sure to say hello. Let us know down below. And I apologize if I'm looking over here, but that's where the actual chat feature is. So we'll be peeking over at that every once in a while just to see what's going on here. But be sure to say hello. We should have quite a few people that will be coming in here. And, yep, I can see them starting to roll in here. So, all right, who do we got here? So we got, looks like Carl. Welcome, Carl. Powder Spray. Hey, all right, right here in Georgia. Love it. So we got a local audience as well as a potentially international audience. A lot of our people are in different countries, and I can see that Brian is from Jacksonville, North Carolina. Very cool, not too far from here. All right, Well, in just a minute, what we're going to talk about, for those of you that filled out the survey already, we're going to be talking today about Google Business Profiles, which, in my opinion, is probably the most important thing that any local business owner can do. Now, why do I say that? Well, because one, it's free. Two, people start their searches on Google. Even if they've got smartphones, they're going to be searching on Google. Now, the interesting thing about that is, on an iPhone, theoretically, they may be searching with Apple Maps, which uses Yelp, but realistically, most people are still searching Google for most of the things that they want to do there. And I can see Pierre is in here. Pierre, I got to talk to you about some things anyway, so welcome. So now it officially is an international audience, because I know Pierre is many, many miles away, all the way in France, so we're glad to have him on here as well. And as you come in, be sure to say hello. We're going to be doing this every single week until people tell me they don't want to do it anymore, and hopefully we'll grow this every week. This is meant for you, so be sure to have your questions ready. I'm going to come in and I'm going to teach about something or talk about something, but I need the interaction with you guys in order to really make a big difference with this. And like I said, today we're going to be doing Google Business Profiles, because to me that's the most important thing, and I can still see people are starting to file in here. So as you come in here, welcome, and be sure to say hello. I see Mike. Hi, Mike. Mike is on here as well, so welcome. Glad to have you on here. And, feel free to ask your questions as we go along. And, of course, as I said, we're going to be talking about the Google Business Profiles, because to me, again, probably the single most important thing that we could talk about. And so let me switch my screen here for just a second. We can see we got the map on here. Now, this is where most people are going to start to understand about Google Profiles. They're going to remember these maps right here. And, of course, the way that this works is one of two ways. People can start searching on the maps. On their phones, they're typically going to be starting on the maps. And on a desktop, they may come here. Most likely, they're actually going to start on our old friend Google. And so if we were to do a search here, let's do, I'm in the town of Loganville. And I'm going to be looking for a plumber. So people, of course, are going to start by typing that in there and searching for whatever they can find on that. And I can still see people are popping in here. Again, be sure to say hello so we know you're here. And as we do this, if you have questions, be sure to ask. All right, so looking at this here, what we have is a bunch of different results here. Now, these are sponsored results up at the top here. And this is with Google Guarantees. Now, if you don't know what Google Guarantees is, I'm sure we'll spend a week talking about that. That is basically where people pay to be at the top of Google as a guaranteed business. And what they mean by guaranteed is if, let's say, you're a plumber, you're going to go out, you're going to do the work for somebody. Well, Google is going to guarantee that work, and I believe it's up to $2,000. So in other words, if a plumber comes out to fix something and they break it and it's $2,000 in damage, Google will actually guarantee that work for $2,000. And it's almost like, these businesses all are insured, but Google puts that extra insurance on there in case there's any issues. Main reason being they are the ones who recommended, so they might as well pay up a little bit to make up for the problems that you may or may not have had with that person. So that's the Google Guaranteed. And down here, before we even hit the maps, we got a sponsored Roto-Rooter listing there. And then we get to the big important part, the old maps. Now you can see on here, these maps are only going to show 3 people. That's it. We got A&T Plumbing. Whoops. We've got Keep Smiling, which, by the way, is literally right outside my door here. They are my next-door neighbors here at the facility. And we've got Local Plumbing and Sewer, which I've never even heard of those guys. But you can see, if we look at the map, you'll notice that all of these are ones right in the area. Now, this is where we are. Now, you'll notice Keep Smiling and A&T are right here. And we are literally right there in the same. That's on the left there, where you see the Keep Smiling little picture there. That's actually my parking lot right there. Well, actually, it's not. It's actually behind the building, but that is the same building that we're in. Okay, so you notice we're going to get people that are really close to us, and there's a good reason for that. When it comes to the Google profiles, and by the way, if anybody here is a Google business expert, feel free to chime in. This isn't all about me talking. I don't know everything. I'm not the king of Google. I'm just somebody who's worked with it for a long time and learned a lot from other people. So if you've got information or insights, be sure to put them in the chat. We would love to hear them. Okay, and of course, if you have questions, throw them out there as well. And I still see more and more people jumping in here, so welcome. Be sure to say hello. All right, so how do these guys get into these 3 top spots? Because on a desktop, at the very least, these are the most prized possessions on Google, because people are going to search for a local business, and only 3 of them, unless there's a sponsor, only 3 of them are going to show up on this map. And those 3 are going to get about 70% of the calls. Now, when it comes to responses on the phone, when people are searching on the phone, that may be a little different because you can scroll a lot easier and see more of the businesses. But when it comes to searching on the desktop, these guys are going to get all the calls. And the main reason being, nobody wants to hit this button here and go to the next page. So the question is, how do these guys get up here? Well, if you take a look at this, what's surprising is A&T Plumbing Services, even though they're not quite as close to me as Keep Smiling, which is, again, literally right outside my door, they are 5.0. They're 128 reviews, all 5-star. Keep Plumbing has 2,000 reviews and a 4.9. You would think that by default, these guys would be number 1 when I'm searching right here, right? It only makes sense, but they're not. And these guys down here, 62. So what makes it, and let's see where these guys are actually located here. And then, so they're not even close enough. They're not even showing up on it when I hover over. But the point being here is these guys are here for a reason, and clearly it's not just because they've got reviews. Because if we do hit this More Business button here, and we take a look, and you can see we got our sponsored, and then again we got A&T, Keep Smiling, and Local Plumbing and Sewer. Well, now we got Roto-Rooter with 145 and a 4.8. We've got Gwinnett Area Plumbers, a 4.8 with 157. And you'll see those are more than what these guys have here. These guys only have 128, which says to me there is stuff that also factors in. We know there is, but there are other things that factor in besides just the location, how close it is, and how many reviews you've got. Now, reviews are fantastic for so many reasons. But believe it or not, and it's kind of sad, I wish Google would change this a little bit, while reviews are 100% top-notch when it comes to helping you connect with people that are searching because they want to see these 5-star reviews, it's actually not necessarily one of the biggest factors for Google when it comes to ranking you there. Yeah, Mike says Google uses 100 factors to rank in the 3-pack. I'm surprised 100. I would have thought it was way more than that, to be honest, because there's a lot of little things. There's a lot of big things, but there's a lot of little things. And yes, reviews are definitely a part of that, because here's the one thing you always want to remember whenever you're doing anything when it comes to Google and SEO. Google's job is to answer people's questions, period, end of story. And they want to give the best answer to that question. And that's why when you search certain things, like for instance, if you were to search how to tie a tie, the local tie store is probably not going to show up at the top of the page. But a video showing you how to tie a tie might. And if you said, what did Mark Twain look like? More likely than not, an image is going to be what shows up at the top, because Google's trying to give the best answer to the question, and they're trying to interpret those questions too, because most people don't go, hey Google, who is the best plumber for me to call to my house to fix my problem right now? They don't do that. They say plumber near me, plumber Loganville, whatever it happens to be. And so Google has to take that query and change that into a question they can answer. So when somebody says plumber near me, they know that what they're really saying is, Google, I need a plumber near me that can come and help me out. Give me the best one. So how does Google know what the best plumber is? Well, they don't. At least not, by using them. They have no idea if A&T Plumbing is better than Keep Smiling, other than maybe they see there's a 5.0 versus a 4.9. But they also see that these guys have a lot more reviews. So they have to determine who the best plumber is by looking at everything. So they're going to look at those reviews. They're going to look at the location, how far away you are. They're also going to look at things like, you'll notice Roto-Rooter shows up right here. Roto-Rooter is a nationally known name. So of course, when Roto-Rooter's in there, they're going to get a bit of benefit over some of these other plumbers. But as you can see, they're not dominating. There's 3 of them that are ahead of them. They're not even showing on that map, on that 3-person map. And that, to me, is kind of surprising because they do have quite a few reviews. There are 4.8. You would think their name and reputation would automatically help them out there, because one of the factors is what Google calls notoriety. So, for instance, Home Depot is always going to get a slight advantage over Johnny's hardware store down the street. Not because Home Depot is necessarily better, but Google knows who they are. They can trust that they are what people are looking for. Mike says other factors, citations, which we'll talk about in a minute here, your website, on-page, your Google Business Profile update, post, etc. Yep, absolutely. Those are some of the many things that factor in, and we're going to talk all about that. So getting back to this one here, they need to know who the best plumber is, not by their work necessarily, but by what they can see online. And if they see good reviews, if they see an updated Google Business Profile, if they see that you've added pictures, if they see... Because here's one of the problems, by the way. Let me butt in here for 1 second. How many of you, and I would love to, if this has ever happened to you, put a 1 in the chat box. And I know there's a slight delay when we talk, so I know it'll take a second for people to do this. But put a 1 in the chat box if... Since COVID, or even before COVID, but definitely since COVID, if you've ever searched up a business and you looked at it and said, are these guys even open still? And this especially happens, by the way, on when I look at businesses on Facebook. I'm like, are they still around? Are they open? So how many of you have had that happen? Put a 1 in the chat box if you've had that happen, where you've looked at a business and you've been like, I'm not even sure if they're open anymore. Brian says 1. So there. Welcome, Brian. Let's see. Carl says 1 as well. Yeah. So it happens. It happened to me the other day. I can't even remember what I was looking up, but now everybody's starting to put it in there. And Brian says escape rooms. Yeah, sadly, a lot of them did close, or people like me bought them. But yeah, so that's an issue right now. And if it's an issue for you, if you're looking at these things wondering, is this business still open? Well, guess who else is looking at that and wondering the same thing? Yeah, you got it, Google. So you need to make sure Google knows you still exist. You are still around. You are still open. And how do they know? Well, recent reviews. You got to get more recent reviews. You got to add more pictures to your Google Business Profile. You've got to do updates. You've got to add, Q&As and all sorts of things. And we're going to get into that in just a second. But the big thing is you've got to give Google enough information that they can go, yes, this is the best answer to your question about what plumber should I get. And as Mike mentioned a minute ago, your website actually factors into this big. You connect your website to Google, and yes, and Mike also said responding to reviews. And I'll show you something with that in a minute, because that actually is a big factor as well. And Brian says he just got review number 1012 yesterday. That's awesome. Brian, tell us what business you're in, because that's really cool to hear. Because we just, at the escape room, we just surpassed 400. And there's a long story. We should be a lot higher than that. And there's a long story as to why. Mostly it's laziness, but there is a long story as to why we're not higher than that with the number of reviews. But I can say that over the last month, 100 of those reviews were in the last month or so. And that's really good. And he says, okay, nice. Brian is one of the escape room owners. Gotcha. Now it all clicks together. Okay. And Jacksonville. All right, Brian, I'm going to have to make a trip up there. I'm not exactly sure how far Jacksonville is from Loganville, but I bet you it's just within a couple of hours. And we actually need to make a trip up to North Carolina for something else. So we may have to check you guys out and stop by at some point in time. So that's awesome. Okay, I didn't realize when you said escape room, I thought you were making a joke about me, but no, you actually own escape rooms as well. So big thing is you got to do all of these things. And what I want to do is I want to pop over to, well, first of all, if you haven't done a Google Business Profile in a while, or you haven't worked on your Google Business Profile, there's a few things you need to understand with the way these work right now. And this is my escape room here. You can see we've got 411 Google reviews. We're 4.9, and I'm saddened to say 4.9 because the one review that makes us not a 5.0 or what have you happened before I owned the place, so that kind of makes me sad. But what are you going to do, right? But we got a 4.9, which is great. 411 Google reviews, and I believe well over 400 of them are 5-star reviews, which is a really good thing as well. In fact, we just did a promotion based off of that. Now, there are tools, by the way, we'll talk about this at some point in time. There are tools you can use to help you get more reviews, which we've used in the past. To moderate success in some cases, good success in others, no success in others. It just depends on how intimate you are with that list of past employees. If you ask them to leave a review a year later and they don't remember who you are, they're probably not going to do it. But if they're still using you, there's a good possibility they'll do that. So depending upon how good a list you keep of your customers, and we do a very good job of that, that's going to tell you how responsive people are when it comes to leaving those reviews. So now, if we take a look at this here, and actually for some reason Google has signed me out, those sons of guns. So the first thing you're going to want to do, I guess this will be helpful because this will show us how to do that. Look up your own business on Google. In this case here, Impossible Escape Loganville, even though I spelled it wrong. You're going to have to sign in. So, and as always, Google's going to pick the wrong account to sign into. So change that to make sure you're in the right account. Okay, here we go. So now you'll notice that page 1 of Google changes, and we have all of these buttons and information on here. And this is where you're going to do the majority of your work, because you need to go in here and you need to update this every once in a while. You need to add photos, like over here on the right with the pictures here. If you click on this left picture, you can actually hit the Add Photos button. It's going to pop up here, and you can select some photos. Now, I don't know if I have any photo. Actually, I should have a couple photos that we can use, because I shoot some of them on my phone, so there should be some in there. Like you can see this guy here, this is one here, and I'm sure there's others. We got this one here, so we'll just take these two for now, and we're going to upload those. And that's just going to let Google know that, hey, if they're uploading new pictures, guess what? That means they must still exist. So what we try to do is every few days, or at least once a week, we'll go in and we'll add new pictures into here. That's going to get Google to notice that you're at least updating things. They like to see that. Okay, so very important that you do this. Now, in these buttons over here, you're going to see that there's a lot of different things you can do. The first one is your Edit Profile button. And by the way, if you need extreme details on all of this, on this very channel, the Main Street Marketing channel, we did an entire training series on Google Business Profiles. Most of you have probably seen it by now, but you can go in and get much more detailed videos on each and every one of these things. I actually made a video for every single section in here, or at least the ones that were available at the time. They've kind of changed a few of them a little bit, but basically the same idea. You want to make sure your business name is in here. Now, this is really important. Make sure that you put in your legal business name. It would be fun here to change this to, Gwinnett County's Best Escape Game or something like that. Don't do it. You may get away with it for a while. It may even help you for a little while. Google is going to catch up on you, and they're going to suspend your account, and then you're going to get nothing. I've had businesses do this a million times. Some of them have done it for years and never got caught. But do you really want to risk it? I wouldn't. Put your legal business name in here, your DBA. For instance, our actual corporation name is different than this, but this is our DBA, so this is what we want to put in there. Okay. Now, the important thing to know is the categories. There are a lot of different categories in here, and most people don't realize you can put more than one. This can make a huge difference to your business. We've actually seen some businesses that just had one primary category. They didn't have any other categories chosen, and the category they chose was not probably the best one for their business. We added in the other categories, changed the primary, and they jumped up real fast. So this is really important. Now, don't go too crazy with this. You can add as many as make sense. Do not stretch the truth just to get another category in, because one, it's not going to help you much. You're going to get the wrong people looking at your stuff, and of course Google's going to probably catch up on you at some point. Again, the one thing you don't want to do is don't wake the sleeping giant. Okay, you want to wake them up to notice you. You don't want them to start banning you because of some of the crazy things you're doing. So just be careful with that. Okay, so to change that business category, just click this here and you'll see you can add these. Now, in my case here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that are in here. And the one thing that we can actually do with this is we're actually adding some VR games, which will include some arcade style games. So we could actually come in here, and I believe it's amusement center, or I always forget what they call it in here. Amusement. Yeah, so amusement center, which I don't know if we already have that in there. We do not. We are technically an amusement center, so we could add that one in there. I think they've got arcade as well. So video arcade, we could technically put this in there now because we do actually already offer some 3D stuff, some virtual reality and some other games, but we're going to be adding more. So we can put that in there, and we can be legit with that and hit save. And by the way, if you're going to put these on here, make sure that you put this on your website too, okay? Because if you don't have this on your website, there's a good chance that Google's going to go, hey, wait a minute, you said you're a video arcade. I don't see anything about video arcade on your website. Make sure you go in, create a page for video arcade, create a page for amusement center, create a page for entertainment agency if you can. Now, I will admit we probably don't have the exact names of pages like this, which we probably should change them to the exact names, but we've got pages that match what's on here at least. We could do better by doing that. So I would recommend, especially if you're just getting started, do that. One of the problems that we have is, and Brian, I don't know if you do this or not, but the system that we use for booking the escape rooms, they actually run our website and control our website, which kills me. I'd like to, I'm probably going to change that at some point in time. But it's nice that they do that. It's not so nice in that it's tougher to go in and do what you want with it. But Brian, you might be in the same boat because I know, Zola does that, and I think Titan does that, and so does some of the other Fair Harbor. So a few of them do that. We used to have Fair Harbor, and they did it as well. So that would be something that you could do, is go in and maybe even make a blog page, even if it's just a blog page about video arcade or amusement center. Get something in there. Get your description in there. Again, we're not going to go too crazy on this. When did you open? Your phone number. Make sure your phone number and your website are correct. Down here, this is something kind of new. Make sure you put your social profiles in there. Okay, short name, service areas. Okay, so you can see we service a lot of the different areas, so make sure you put those in there as well. Be realistic, though, because, just be realistic. Don't be too crazy with it. Some of you may not have a physical location, and if you don't, make sure you tell Google that as well, and then put the areas that you serve by going out to those areas. Again, don't go too far, because Google will be like, wait a minute, you're telling me you go 400 miles just to do that? Just be realistic with it, but fill it out as best you can. Put your hours in here, okay? If you got special hours, which we did on the 4th of July, put them in here. If you need to add more hours, like delivery hours or brunch hours or things like that, you can do that. So if we were to do some sort of special, lunchtime escape room games, we could probably do a special thing in here. Brian, just so you guys know, Brian's name is Cracked It Escape Games. So if you're in the Jacksonville area, check it out. If you haven't been to an escape room yet, get out to one. Come on. Any amenities, put them in here. So we've got a gender-neutral restroom, which in our case just means we got a one-seater. Has restroom, yes. No restaurant. We do have free Wi-Fi. Okay. There's no playground. It is good for kids. Are you friendly to these things? Of course you are. You're friendly to everybody. Just put it in there. Highlights. Has live performances. I put that in there because it kind of is. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy for doing that. Has active military discounts, which we do. We do have the no valet parking, but we do have parking. I actually did go to an escape room the other day that did have valet parking, believe it or not. We didn't use it, but they did have it. and mostly because there was a restaurant down below. All right, service options, on-site services available, but you can go in and you can add different things into here as well. So just make sure you fill this out as best you can. At the top here, you can get help. You can also send feedback, okay? Now, going into the next things here, you can read your reviews. Again, this is very important. I think it was Mike who brought it up, or Brian, one of you two mentioned, get in here and respond to these reviews. I think what you're going to notice here, unless there's been a new one that I didn't notice for some reason, sadly, 5 days ago, yikes. So we actually didn't get a lot of reviews this weekend. Last weekend we got like 30-something in one weekend, and this weekend didn't get nearly as much. But you can see we've responded to all of these reviews. Okay. Very important you do that. Now, and I would love to hear some of you, what you think of this. At one point in time, we were actually doing kind of SEO optimized responses. And some people say that can be helpful. Some people say that Google just sees that as kind of spammy. I'd love to get your opinion on that. I haven't seen where it helps or hurts either way. We've kind of gone to a more natural style, but every once in a while we do that. But at one point in time, we actually did have I would actually use AI to help generate responses to people that were like, that would reference them and reference what they said and, be a little more SEO friendly and whatnot. In fact, if we go way down, we could probably find some of those responses that were more like that. Like I said, we've gotten a lot of reviews in the last little bit. So we got to go quite a ways back, I guess, I don't know, I can't find them right now. But yeah, so we've done that. So just make sure you respond to reviews. And by the way, most businesses, you're going to get a bad review here and there once in a while. Just get used to it. Especially if you're a restaurant, there's no way you're not going to get a bad review at some point in time. You're going to take somebody off. If you're a lawyer, you're going to take somebody off who's going to leave you a bad review. So just make sure you get used to that with the bad reviews and respond to them. But make sure when you respond that you respond very professionally, because believe it or not, and I don't necessarily think there's a human being sitting there going through looking at everybody's responses, but they do monitor, probably with AI or some sort of automation, they do monitor responses from business owners to, one, see if you actually do respond, and two, to see what your responses are like. If somebody says, I went to their restaurant and the food was terrible, everything was uncooked, and they were rude to us, and you write back, oh yeah, well, you were the rudest customer ever and we hate your guts, don't come back. Google's probably going to notice that, and guess who's not going to be getting the recommendation from Google? They're going to be knocked down a bit. So just be sure, if somebody leaves you, even if they leave you the worst review, and man, over the years, I have seen some pretty harsh reviews people have left businesses. Even if it's the worst review ever, just respond with, hey, we apologize that you had the bad experience. We'd love to make it up to you. Give us a call and we'll work it out with you. Something like that. Be professional, be polite, be positive in every response that you can. I will say, on some of ours, we get a little cheeky with them. Like if we know who it is that left the review, we may get a little cheeky with them. Like, yeah, too bad, the killer got you, things like that. But it's all in fun, and people know that it's in fun, and it works fine. Just be sure to be as professional as you can, and just be positive with it in every way that you possibly can. But do reviews for every single thing. Now, the next one, sadly, this is going away, messages, so I'm not even going to get into it. It was a great, in fact, I think it's going away in just like a week or something. No, I think it's in August at some time, August 15th or something. This is going to go away, which is sad because we actually, Brian, I don't know if you did or not, but we haven't gotten a lot lately, which is probably part of the reason they're killing it, but we used to get a lot of messages on Google from people, hey, are you guys open tomorrow? Hey, is this one available at 7 o'clock tomorrow? We used to get messages all the time, and we would respond to them. So I'm saddened to see that go. Photos is obviously what we talked about earlier, photos. Performance, we're not going to get too much into that right now. Just know, Brian says he got a few of them as well. It's kind of sad. Performance is just going to kind of show you how many people have looked at your stuff and how many people have called, things like that. Actually, the calls are in a separate thing, but you know what I'm saying. It's going to give you just some insights into that. Advertising, they're trying to sell you advertising in here as well, as you would expect. So we'll get into that on a different day. Now this here, you see where we've got activities here? This is going to be a little bit different for different businesses. So depending upon what kind of business you are, this is going to change. For escape rooms, this is going to be activities, and if you click on the activities, you can see we've got our escape rooms in here and the pricings, okay? And so that's what we put into there, and that just helps people to be able to see the activities you have. Like I said, if you're a restaurant, it's going to be different. So let's see. Digital Marketing and Amazon Reviews, that's a great name, says, we recently got a bad review that was for the wrong company. So I wrote as nice as I could. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I wish you the best of luck with that, but I can tell you a story on that. One of my old Google business profiles for my marketing business, I got a 1-star review with this guy being all rude about how when I cut his grass, I didn't cut his grass properly, and it was a terrible job, and blah, 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 blah. And obviously we don't cut grass. So I responded to that. I said, hey, we don't cut grass and blah. I've reported it to Google 800,000 times. It's been like 7 years and it is still there. So I feel for you on that. But just know you never know. The person might see that response and make a change. Oh, good. Oh, that's nice. All right. So you actually got it removed. That's great. I don't know who it was that left that lawn review. They never removed it. Google wouldn't remove it, and it's still there to this day. So what are you going to do? But, that's what happens sometimes. When you put yourself out there, you're going to get somebody who gets you. So just respond to that like you did. Just kindly respond and say, hey, I don't think this is about I've actually had one of those that I had to respond to. In mine, I think it's been removed, though. I think they removed it because they talked about they didn't get specific about the escape room they did, but they mentioned like group pricing and all this stuff. And it's like, we don't even offer that. So it ended up being for a different room, and they removed it as well. So, yeah, exactly. So sorry, Digital Marketing and Amazon Review says he figured, or she, I can't tell, I can't see the picture very well. If she didn't remove it, at least other people would see your response. And yes, exactly. So they'll see that they dealt with the wrong business, and they will also see that you responded kindly. Because I don't know about you guys, but when I search a business, what's the first thing I do when I'm looking them up? Yeah, I hit the worst reviews to see what the worst reviews are. If they've got 10,000 reviews and only 5 of them are bad reviews, I want to see what those bad ones are. Name is Tess. All right, Tess, good to have you on here. I like that name, though, Digital Marketing and Amazon Review. So welcome, Tess. Yeah, so just remember, do that as best you can. Edit products. Now, this is one that I'm actually trying to deal with Google on right now, and I'll show you why. So they've got on here, you'll see edit services, edit products. Now, in the case of an escape room is a service, okay? So you need to put escape rooms in services. Now, Brian might tell me, well, I got mine in products, so who knows? Google's finicky. They're telling me now that escape rooms are services, and that's why they don't want them in products. But the problem that I have is I also sell boxed escape room games. And you can see they won't approve those. These are ones that you buy and take home like you would buy a game of Monopoly. For whatever reason, they still think it's a service, except for this one, which was approved ages ago. These they keep constantly not approving, and I'm working with Google right now to try and figure out why. But for whatever reason, they don't believe that these are boxed games or something. They think it's an escape room, which they think belongs in services. So unfortunately, we just have to wait for them to respond and hopefully take care of that. Retro Music Man, another great name, says, is this being recorded? Yes. This is it'll be in Google itself. So this will in YouTube. This will just be a video afterwards. So you'll be able to access it afterwards. And if you have any questions, just comment in the comments, and we'll gladly answer those comments. All right. So services. Now this can be a fun one. So the products and services, put in everything that you have, everything that you do, and the reason for that is because it's kind of unlimited. And you're going to see here, Escape Room Center primary category. And you'll see underneath that we've got corporate team building. And we got a description. Birthday parties, a description. Anniversary parties, bachelor parties, things to do in Loganville, corporate trainings, bar mitzvah escape rooms, horror-themed escape rooms, family-friendly escape rooms. Then we got down here horror escape room, which I guess is kind of similar to that. Family-friendly. Now these, we should put a description on that, so I need to go back and do that. Down here we got event venue, and we got all the stuff that would go with an event venue, along with descriptions. Video arcade is in there, so we'll need to add to that. Party planner, so we got birthday party planning, corporate events, weddings. So get as much as you can in here. Don't lie, but be sure to be as thorough as you can, because this is a good opportunity to really tell Google these are all the things that we do. Okay, let's see. Brian says products and services, escape rooms no longer have these as an option. We now have activities. Yeah, see, I've got all 3 in there. They just won't let me use the products anymore, at least not for what I'm doing. But I'm working on it. Yes, they have an additional category for activities. Yeah, and restaurants will have an additional category. Service businesses will usually have a different category. So there's a lot of different ones that'll be in here depending upon what you do. In fact, if we close this out here. So let me finish this up and then I'll show you what I mean with that. So down here you got your Q&As. Now this is a good opportunity to fill things out. There's a lot of SEOs who say, this doesn't matter as far as SEO goes, but you know what? It does give information to your people that are watching it, and my suspicion is that the Q&As in some way, shape, or form are going to be helping with that SEO on here, all that optimization, because Google's got to see it. They got to factor it in some way, shape, or form, even if it's not a lot. So you might as well do it as best you can. Down here, I'm going to go with ask for reviews first, just to show you this. This is where you're going to go to try and I don't know why it's not popping up on my screen here. Oh, there it is. So this is where you're going to copy this, and you're going to be able to send that out to people so that you can ask for a review. And of course, you can do it right to Facebook if you want to. Come on, internet. So you can come in here and you can ask people to leave a review. Okay? So you got that in here. And you can do it with WhatsApp or email as well. And then what we have here is something that Brian brought, I think it was either Brian or Mike brought up earlier, and that's the updates. Now, updates are interesting because you can add an update, which the way I explain it to people, the update is kind of like a Facebook feed or a Twitter feed. Okay, so this is where you're going to put in stuff. In my case, we put a lot of the same stuff that we would put on Facebook or Twitter or Instagram, we put on here. So if we do a puzzle, the puzzle will be on here as well. If we got a graphic of a review, that will go on here. Things like that. The offer is if you've got a special offer going on, which we actually do have one going on right now. So what we could do is we could put a picture in here. We could give the offer a title, a start date and an end date. Okay, and then for more details, you can actually put in coupon. You can put the link to redeem the coupon, terms and conditions, and the details of the offer. So all of that would go in here. So if you've got, let's say, like we just did a special for our 400th 5-star review. So we did a special code, review 400, and that allowed them to take $10 off. Okay, so you'd come in here, you could put some sort of graphic in here, put that information, the offer title. So it could be like, save $10 or whatever it happens to be. Put that in there. The start date, the end date, etc. That's going to, one, give people that go there something that they can actually use, which is fantastic. You want people to do that. But the other thing is it shows Google, again, that you're doing things. You exist. You're out there. They're going to pay attention to that. Okay? So just make sure when you have an offer, put it in there. I'm going to discard those changes for now. Oops. Let's go back into the updates. Now, the event, this is something else. Very similar. If you've got an event that you're doing, for instance, we did a charity event for a family services place down the road here. We created an event for that. Now, what's great about events is, one, people are going to see that on here. You put in your event title, so it could say charity event for whatever, start date, end date, okay, the time, the details, and then you can put a button down here as well, which will allow them to choose book now, order online, buy, etc. Learn more. I typically for the escape room, most of the things I do use book, but obviously there's other ones that you can use for different things. Learn more is one that we use a lot for clients and things like that. Okay, so make sure you fill those out whenever you've got an event. Now, the other cool thing about the event is that when you create an event like that, it can show up in things that are going on in your area. So when there are, if you look on Google, you can actually search for events that are going on in your area. Actually, let's go back here. Let's go back out to Googly Goo. So if you came in here and you said, events in Loganville. See these events here? So you've got these things showing up in here. So when you put an event, yours could show up in here as well. So that's just another opportunity for people to see what's going on, okay? And you'd be able to put your stuff in there. You see, I don't think I have anything active right now, but you can put stuff in there, and that's going to show up in there. And so that's just another opportunity for people to find you, and it's all can be done right from inside your Google profile there. All right, any questions on that so far? Throw them out there, and if not, we'll move on. I'm going to grab a little drink here. any insights on anything that people do on theirs, let me know. And just so you can kind of see this, your profile on the side here, when you take a look at this, this is kind of what people can see of your business. You'll notice we got different things on here, and here you can see we've got products, the one product that'll show up, Q&As, reviews, and then you can see right here, here are our updates. So right here, this is a little update that teaches you about opening a lock. So it's an escape room tip. And this one here is a puzzle, which one of the things that we do marketing-wise is we post, during the week, we post little puzzles and brain teasers and things like that. And when people answer them, we keep track of those names, and then we do a drawing live on Facebook where we pick a winner from those who gets a free escape room pass. And you can see we do these on pretty much a daily basis. So Google knows we exist. So we're going back there. All right, so make sure you put those things in there because they can be a big help. Again, not just for visitors, but for Google themselves. We want Google to see these things, okay? All right, so one of the things that was brought up earlier, and this is something that is very important too, is citations. Now, how many of you, give me a 1 in the chat if you've ever done citations for your business? No, we're not talking about, getting a citation from the cops. So if you're doing criminal activity, we don't want to hear about that. But how many of you have heard of citations for your business? Because these can be a very important thing as well. So let me know with a 1 if you deal with citations at all. And if you know what it is, or if you know more about what it is, let me know. So, all right, Brian says question mark. All right, good. So a citation is basically other places on the web that have your name, address, and phone number. And I like to say website as well, but name, address, and phone number is the reality. So for instance, when somebody goes to Facebook, okay? So if we go to Impossible Escape on Facebook, this would be a citation because our name, address, and phone number are on this page, okay? And this would be, so if you're in the yellow pages, that would be a citation. If you're in super pages, if you're in Dex, if you're in Hot Frog, if you're in other social media sites, so even like Instagram and Pinterest and X and all the other ones you can think of, Snapchat, anywhere where your name, address, and phone number show up, that's a citation. So TripAdvisor, yep, Yelp, exactly. Say Morty, yes. So there's a lot of different, yeah. And by the way, Brian brought up something here almost unintentionally, but this is an important one too. One of the great things you can really do to help your business out is get into local directories as well, and get into industry-specific directories. So in my case, like he mentions Morty, which is an escape room directory. We own an escape room directory that we've created. We belong to escaperoom.com. So any of those where you can get your name, address, and phone number and website is going to be a citation. And a citation with Google is kind of like I relate them to backlinks. So if you've ever done SEO, you've probably heard, or if you ever had SEO done, if you ever talked about SEO, you've probably heard about backlinks. Well, citations are very similar to backlinks. Backlinks are places on the web where a link back to your website is. Citations are places on the web where your name, address, and phone number and website show up. And each one of those that Google finds when they're crawling the web is kind of like a check mark in your favor. Oh, this guy's got 250 citations. Well, that's fantastic. So you want to get as many of these as you can. And one service that I do recommend highly for this kind of stuff is Yext. Formerly my enemy, until I realized how great they really are. So what Yext does is in fact, let's just go to Yext here so I can kind of show you. Yext is, it's a paid program, so you do have to pay for it. Sadly, it's not one of those free things that are up there. But what Yext does is it helps you to get into all those directories, because believe it or not, if you've ever done it yourself, getting into some of these are a pain in the butt. If you tried to get in on Yellow Pages, they're going to give you a hassle. And not only are they going to give you hassle when you try to get onto Yellow Pages, but they're going to recommend that you go to Yext. So to me, it's much easier to just play ball, get a Yext account. And by the way, if you get a Yext account, if you're a marketer, you can have a Yext account for your clients. So your clients are the ones paying for the account. And then you've got this service. You can be charging them a monthly fee for doing this, but they're going to put you into all those directories and give you one place where if you go, let's say your hours change, right? You go from, it's fall and now we close at 9 o'clock instead of 10 o'clock. I need to change it to 9 o'clock. Well, guess what? You got to go to all those different directory pages and change it to 9 o'clock. You do it in Yext. Yext is going to automatically do it to all those different pages that half of which you've never even heard of or even been to before, but they're going to make sure that gets changed to 9 o'clock on your Yellow Pages, your decks, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so that's a really, really important thing with this. And again, you can go in here and you can upload pictures and they're going to automatically go out to the ones that take pictures. So you can do all of those types of things with a Yext account. So it's very powerful. But again, I'm not here to try and sell you on Yext. I don't make anything from selling you Yext, but I want to let you know about it because it is a very powerful site for that kind of stuff. So Carl says, what if your online business, do you still need to provide an address? No, and in fact, depending on the type of online business you have, Google Business Profile may not even be worth your time for the most part. Unless you also service people directly in your area. But if let's say you're an affiliate marketer, having a Google Business Profile, may not be all that useful to you anyway. But you do not have to put an address. If you are a service-based business, you can tell Google, I service my customers at their location. And then you can just say the areas that you cover. But again, if you cover the whole United States, it may not make a lot of sense in some ways. It can still be good to have for different reasons, but maybe not as important. But if you service local areas, then yeah, it's definitely important for that. Okay, but that's a way to get into the citations, and the more you can get into, the better. And now this is where you want to pull out your notebook, because now I'm going to teach you a little secret that can help you to get a lot of these citations, and from a very powerful website that we all know and love and that we're on currently. And of course, I'm talking about our good old pals at YouTube. So if we go into YouTube here, we're going to go into the back end here. Oh, something went wrong. How does something go wrong? I'm clearly logged in because we're running this right now. Let's go back here. See why something went wrong. There we go. Oh. All right, let's try that again. YouTube Studio. Uh-oh, did we go offline? I think we might have gone offline here or something. I don't see the picture up there anymore. If you guys can still hear me, let me know in the chat. Give me a 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Because I'm wondering if by going there I did something. Oh, you're still there. Okay. For some reason in my preview it's gone black. So is the screen still working? Just let me know if you can still see the screen. We can hear you. Okay. Can you see me though? You should be seeing YouTube on the screen. All right, looks like we are, so I'll continue here. Yes, okay, perfect. For whatever reason, I see a black screen, so it got me a little nervous for a second there. Yes, channel dashboard. Okay, perfect. Okay, so what you want to do is inside of your videos, and in fact, this may not even be the best channel to do it with because this is not a local business channel, so we may not have examples of that in here, although we do have this one here, so maybe this, no, let's see. So I do have this in here. Let me see what we did with this. And if not, I'll just kind of show you. So inside of here, okay, so this is, because this is a video that I did for a company called Fairlano's Cafe, which is just a video made from one of their reviews. But what you can see here is, you'll see Fairlano's Cafe, incredible 5-star review, blah, 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 blah. But you'll see, put the name, address, and phone number in there. Now this, again, not the best example in the world because this was just a little demo. And this channel is not a local channel, but let me do this. Let me just go to Impossible Escape Loganville, and just pull up the, oh, you know, it's not going to do it there. You dummy. Go out to main YouTube. Sorry, guys. Searching there, searching my own videos. It's not going to pull up much there. All right, let's go Impossible Escape Loganville. All right, so if we go in here, and you can see like here's a customer review and whatnot that's in there. So different types of videos. But if we go into one of these customer reviews, which this one's from just a couple days ago, let's open that up and we'll take a look. We'll pause it so we don't have to listen to it. But if we go down here, and this, by the way, these review videos here are done by an automated system, so we don't manually create these. But what you're going to see in here is a lot of different things. So we got the information about the review. And then down here, we've got check out the escape room. It's got the information about the escape room. We got the name, address, phone number, website. And then you'll notice below that, I've got the link directly to the Google Business Profile. Now, again, this is because not only do we want to build citations, but why not build backlinks to the Google Business Profile itself? Because those backlinks can be a factor as well. So you might as well do that. And you'll also see we've got direct links to some 5-star reviews. So I got 3 5-star reviews. So if we were to click on one of these, it's going to take us directly to that 5-star review. Boom. Okay? So those are kind of like deep links in there. So you're building backlinks to your own Google Business Profile and then deeper backlinks directly to the reviews, which can be really powerful. Down here, we got chapters, which is a great thing. We'll talk about that someday. It doesn't have anything to do with what we're talking about here. And then, I don't know if Steve is on here. I invited Steve to be on here. I don't know if he's on here, but he loves this too. You'll notice here, we've got directions from different places with direct links, map links, to directions to those areas, or from those areas to the business. Now, this is really cool because not only does this allow us to, people can click on this and get directions. So if they're coming from this area, they go like that, and they'll get a map. Oh, here's how I get to Impossible Escape from up here in Lawrenceville. Okay, great. Now I know how to get there. That's really cool for the actual visitor who can see that. But on a Google standpoint, Google loves these embedded map stuff. These embedded map links, they love that, and that is going to help you do that as well. Can you show how to get the links? Yes, that's exactly what I'm going to show next, Tess. So let's do that. So where we get all these links, and by the way, the reason I bring this up is because guess how many videos you can have on YouTube? Anybody have a guess of how many videos you can put on YouTube? Let me know in the chat. How many videos can you put on YouTube? Let's see who gets the answer right on this one. It's a tough question. How many videos can you put? Yeah, exactly, Brian. Unlimited. There's no limit. You can put as many of these on as you want. So think about this. If you've got 100 videos and 100 of them have your name, address, and phone number and the link back to the Google Business Profile and the links to the maps and the links to the reviews, you are building quite a bit of power into that Google Business Profile. Boom! You got everything that you need to really boost that up. That is huge, okay? So make as many videos as you can. And by the way, there's nothing stopping you from making shorts and putting that stuff in your shorts. Well, that sounded funny. In your short videos. And the same thing, by the way, on some of the other channels as well. You're going to put a video out, a reel or whatever. Why not put that information in there when you can? It's just going to help, give Google more information, get more of those backlinks, get more of those citations, and build it up. All right, so the question is, how do we get these? Well, there's a few ways to get some of these things in here. So we're going to show you all of that in here. Let's go back out to, let's just go to our maps in general here, okay? So if I was to search out Impossible Escape, okay, you can see it shows up there. I'm going to click on that. And we're going to, by the way, to me, the best way to do this is go directly to maps.google.com to do this and just search for your business because they give you the buttons right there. It's nice and easy. So what we're going to do is this share button right here. You're just going to click on that, copy that link, and boom, there you go. Now, I don't know what this little caution sign is for, but now you may notice you can embed a map too. This is something I highly recommend you do on your website. Embed a map on your website, embed a map on your blog. If you've got a Tumblr account, embed it there, wherever you can. They love the embedded maps as well, so do that whenever you can. But grab that link there and throw that into your videos or anywhere else that you can. Put it into Facebook posts, wherever you can get that out there. Do that. It's going to be helpful to you. And then all you have to do is come to your reviews right here. Click on the reviews, and you'll see when we go down to the different reviews, there's a share button right there. So just click that share button. Again, just copy that link, and boom, now you've got your reviews. Do 3 to 5. I usually do 3 to 5. Why I did 3, who the heck knows? Like I said, the video that you saw, that automatically does that. I use a program called Rep Videos. We'll probably do an episode on that one day because that's a really powerful program. But Rep Videos makes videos from your 5-star review. So it takes your 5-star review, turns it into a video, and then, of course, you can put default information in there, and that's where we put all that stuff so that every single video gets that, okay? So do that every single time, and that's only going to help you out. Now, going back to YouTube for 1 second here. The other thing I want to show you is that if you go to your YouTube studio, okay, you've got different things that you can do. If you go to your settings, over here you've got upload defaults. So if you've got a local business, now you'll notice on this one I don't really have anything in the upload defaults, and I did that on purpose because in the case of this particular channel I don't want to have default information. But in here, what I would recommend is that you put that information in here. So just put your name, address, phone number, link to the website, link to the Google profile, the 5-star reviews, the embedded maps, the other social media, and then maybe even at the top put a description of your business, that you would want to have on every single video. And then when you upload a video, it's automatically going to grab all that stuff and put it into your description. And then all you have to do is put at the top of that whatever that particular video is about, and it'll have all that information in there every single time. Makes it nice and easy. So Tess says Rep Videos ? Yeah, so Rep Videos, I'll show you what it is. In fact, I'll even give you guys a link. I should have a link. I wasn't prepared for that, but let me show you what that is. So I'm going to log into my account here so you can kind of see what that does. We're going into off territory here, but that's okay because it's a good one. This is something that, and Tess, this is something that would be interesting for you as well, because you as I'm assuming, it says digital marketing, so I'm assuming you probably have clients. This is something that you can use with your clients. We tend to use this with every client that we work with. So if we go into here, this is my good friend David Sprague's company. He makes a lot of really cool marketing softwares, including one of my personal favorites, Lead Kahuna, that I use for everything. But Rep Videos right here, this is a program that allows you to quickly create videos. Oh, nice. Okay, so you guys, Tess has an HVAC business as well. Nice. All right, so we're going to access the software here. So basically what this program does is, you can see we got lots of different businesses that are in here, some of which we have done a lot of work with, and some of which we've just put in here because we were trying to get them to be clients. So we do it for a lot of them. But for instance, this is an old client here. And you can see we made 83 videos for them. And you can see the videos here. There's a URL to them. And so what this does is when you come in here, you put in all sorts of default information. So default information would be like the company's name, address, phone number, information about the company, stuff like that. But what it does is when you put in all the default information, if I want to make a new video, then what I can do is I can come in here and I can set it up where it's going to create the video for me. So I can choose a production date. So I could say, what is today? Today is the 22nd. So I could say I want it produced today. Okay, I can save that date. And I want to syndicate this out. And so I can pick today if I want, or I can pick a date in the future that I want to syndicate it out. Save that date. So now it's going to make it and syndicate it today. Okay. And you can see we can tell where we want to send it to. In this case here, we've got YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Tumblr. Sorry, what is that one there? Is that Tumblr? I think that's Tumblr. And so once we put that in there, then we can do default optimization, or you can do custom. Now, default means whatever you set up under their account. So in our case, we would have set up what we want every description to look like, including those links and citations and all that, and description of the business in there already. Okay, you can choose whether you want background music or show branding. Show branding would be, in your case, Tess, it could actually say digital marketing and Amazon reviews on their video. I don't like to do that, so I turn it off. I'm like, if I'm giving you a video, I don't want my branding on there. I mean, yeah, it could be helpful for me, but it's annoying. I don't like it, so I don't do it. Okay, so now what you do is hit next step, and it's going to give you some different styles of video to choose from. So you can see there's different looks for it. This is the classic one. The waves one looks like that. And depending upon the type of business, you can change it around. Like this one's a dental business, so you'll see that they got the pictures of the smiling people. So that's perfect for that. If they have certain colors, like theirs by default is this color, which is fine. You can change the picture if you want. You can even upload your own picture. So if you took a picture of the business, you could put that in there. Okay. You can add some random motion to it, etc. Go to next step. Okay, it's going to pull up their 5-star reviews, and you can say, all right, yeah, let's do this one from Tina to Carter. So you just select that, hit next step. Maybe. Is it going? I don't know if it's going or not. What did we do wrong there? I don't know if it's going. It seems to be frozen up there. I don't know why it's not pulling it up there. For some reason, it's not letting us do it. Of course, because I'm trying to show it to you, it's giving me an issue. I'm not sure why it's not letting me go to the next step. I must have done something wrong when I'm doing this quickly here. But anyway, you choose your 5-star review, you hit next step, and you can see up here it says spokesmodel. This is going to, which we can't get to because for some reason it's not letting us move on. I don't know why. I'm not sure what we did wrong there. But anyway, you would choose the spokesmodel that you want, or choose random. Then you would choose the outro, just like we did with the intro over here. Go back. So just like we did the intro here, it'll do the same thing for the outro of the video, and then it'll make that video. And so what the video looks like is, if we go out to our thing here, I can show you the one that we pulled up before. And it'll let you do a thumbnail as well that you can choose. Okay, so you can see for Arleno's Cafe, yeah, I'll undo the...
Wow, we just received an amazing 5-star review from one of...
Okay, so it gets a spokesperson on there, and this is all automated. You don't have to do anything. All those things that I just click the buttons for, and it takes 2 minutes, makes a video like this. You get the spokesperson, and the spokesperson is going to talk about how they love their customers, blah, blah, blah. Then it's going to show the actual review. So this is what Zach Elliott wrote. So it's his actual review. And then it's going to go back to our spokesperson, John, here, and... then at the end, it's going to give the information about the business. And that's it. Boom. So you get that call to action. So it makes that video. And you can, and this is why for Tess, for you, this might be a really important one. I've set up an entire year for people in like an hour. So I've done a year's worth of videos, like where a video comes out every week or every month. And you can set months and months and months worth. You can set up to a year. And I've done a year. For that dentist that I talked about, we set up his for an entire year. And he was doing quite a few. So what we did, he had 4 locations we were working with. So we set up 1 video per week times 4 locations for an entire year. And we did that in a little more than an hour because we were doing it times 4. But it was only a couple of hours to do all their videos for the entire year. As long as they got enough reviews. If they don't have enough reviews, then obviously you got to get them more reviews so that you can continue on. But it's a great program, and when it's not messing up wherever I messed it up, I'm not sure what I did wrong with that. When it's not messing that up, it is a great program that does a lot of cool stuff. I have a link, Tess, if you want to, actually, you know what I'll do is when I get the link, I'll put it in the comments here afterwards, because I don't want to sit here and make you guys watch me try to find a link. But I will send it to you. If you reach out to me, Tess, I will get you the link for it so you can take a look. So that's that. So that is Rep Videos. And you're welcome. All right. Any questions on that so far? Anything that we didn't cover that you think we need to cover? Because we are actually just over an hour now, and I'm willing to go as long as you guys want, but I did want to at least promise to try to stick to an hour, and if you guys want to go longer, we'll go as long as you want, but the main information I wanted to be about an hour. So if you got anything you want to learn more about that, or anything else really, if you want to get into something else, we can. A couple things I did want to note. How do you guys like this format here where it's on YouTube Live? Because believe it or not, as much as I've done YouTube, I'm Ray the Video Guy, I have not done a lot with YouTube Live, at least not in a long time. Years and years ago we did some stuff, but believe it or not, we don't do a lot with live, and this can be really, really cool because we just went an hour times however many people showed up and how long they stayed. One of the things on YouTube that you need to do is you need to build up that watch hour time, and the YouTube Lives will build up that watch hour time for you. So that's, yeah, so all right, good. Yeah, so Donald likes it, Tess likes it, good. Because again, it's not a format that I typically use, but I like the idea of this because one, this is going to be public afterwards automatically, and two, it's building up that watch time on YouTube, which on this particular channel we need because most of the content on this channel is very short, so we need to get a lot of views in order to build up that watch time. So we need a few longer things. So, all right, any questions on this so far? And by the way, thank you guys for showing up. This is the very first one that we've done. I didn't know if I'd be here by myself or not, but I'm glad to see that you guys showed up. So what I would like you to do is, if you could, if you did like it, be sure to hit the like button, be sure to hit the subscribe button, and share it if you feel inclined to share it. Feel free to share it out as well. And one other thing I do want to share with you guys, we have a Facebook group for Main Street Marketing, Main Street Business Marketing right here. I'm going to pull it up here, Main Street Business Strategies page. And I want to give the link to that because I want you guys to jump in there too, because it's kind of a neglected group. Carl says he already has. Nice. So this particular group is one that we built. This channel and this group here were actually built as part of a training in to kind of show how you can build a channel from scratch. And then once that training was done with that part, we kind of neglected it a little bit, but I really want to build this up and take this to be the next thing that we do. And so there you go. That's what we would love to have you do, is to join the group. And if you do, we got 807 members, oddly enough. That's crazy. Whew. And that was just from doing the course that we were doing. But be sure to do that, because for those of you who don't know, and I want to give a background, because I know with Brian being here and Tess being here, and Tess, I don't know if you've been a part of my group or not in the past. I didn't recognize the name, the Digital Marketing and Amazon Reviews name, or the name Tess. But if you have, I apologize. But for those of you that are new to me and to what I do, we do lots and lots of trainings on Facebook marketing and local marketing, and especially YouTube marketing and video production. And during the pandemic, we actually did 2 live weekly shows. Well, they were webinars, really. One was on local marketing and what you could do. Hey, we were stuck at home. What are you going to do? For an entire year, we did a local marketing thing where we taught marketing stuff. So if you were a dentist and you were out of, business was closed for a year, or a restaurant and you were closed for a year, or whatever, we would just spend an hour a week. We would go through and we would say, hey, here's some things you could do. Go back to your past customers and get reviews. Do this, set this up, spend your time doing this, build this up. And it was really cool. And we also did a Photoshop one. So we taught people how to use Photoshop for their business, which was really cool. And now for about 15 years or so, I've been, not only have I worked with local businesses, I've been an affiliate marketer. And what I did was I sold tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of products. And I usually did it through two websites, Warrior Plus and JV Zoo. There were some other. I sold some things on Amazon, very rare, just because, no offense to Tess, but Amazon doesn't pay the highest commission, so you need to sell a lot of stuff to make some money. And hopefully, Tess, you sell a ton of stuff on there. I never really could. I would always sell, I'd always make like $20. But these other platforms, they do a lot of trainings and software. The problem that I've had lately is our sales have tailed off big time on those, mostly because a lot of the software and a lot of the trainings on there have been complete garbage. So I haven't had good programs to share with people. And even when I do share good programs with people, people have been burnt by these guys so many times that it's tough to say, hey, this is a good product, go buy it, when they're like, oh, you know what, so-and-so told me about one of the products on there and it was terrible. I'm never buying another one again. So one of the things that we've decided to do was to cut way back on that affiliate marketing stuff, cut back on me doing training courses that I sell through those platforms, and start making the training products and just putting them on YouTube, because, you know, the goal with this is, if I create a training course, let's say on YouTube for Business, we'll just call it that. If I make a training course on YouTube for Business and I've got 10 modules and there are videos and there's downloads and all that, I can put it onto JVZoo or Warrior Plus, and I can fight to get affiliates, and I can sell it to people, and you know the sales are just way down on those platforms in general, so I'm probably not going to sell a ton. So my decision was, I'm going to take that and put it on YouTube for free instead. Now you may say, well, wait a minute. Why would you put it on for free when before people were buying it? Well, because we have some channels that we've done that make a ton of money, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars a month just from YouTube advertising. And so my goal is, why not put my training courses onto YouTube completely free, let everybody have access to it to learn, and as they're on there, there's going to be commercials running, and we'll make our money through that instead of charging people money. Now, it's not to say we won't have some things that we do charge for instance, like, you know, higher-end mastermind groups about a product, or, you know, coaching and things like that. That'll still happen. But I'm not going to be selling as many products as I did before, because there's just been way too many times where I've gotten burned, people I know have gotten burned, and I'm only going to deal with the people that I know are trustworthy with products that I know aren't going to be canceled 3 weeks after people buy it. So that's kind of the direction I'm going. So I hope you guys will follow me on that journey. I hope that you'll join me each week on Monday. We're going to try to do this every single week at noon on Monday. Hey, oh, I see Lynn's on here. I didn't even see Lynn was on here before. So one thing, now that I see Lynn is on here, I want to bring up one other thing. Lynn is actually right here in Loganville, and her family, her son John has been my intern. You may have seen him in some of the videos that I've done, because he's been in a few of them, and we've mentioned him a few times in videos and trainings and things like that. But so John and Lynn, they've also got other members of their family, and they've started to do a program that somebody in our survey that we did this past week mentioned, which is high level. Now, do any of you know what high level is, or go high level as a lot of people call it? If you know what that is, put a 1 down there in the chat box. Now we're really going off on a tangent here for a second. Okay, all right. So Tess, my apologies. Tess says she's been on my list for years, so I apologize for that, Tess. All right, so Donald says he knows what go high level is. So for those of you who don't, here comes some more ones. Okay, so Tess knows. So for those of you who may not know what it is, Go High Level, or High Level, is a marketing platform that has a CRM and a bunch of other marketing tools. And what's great about it is I have wanted to work with local businesses here in Loganville forever. And unfortunately, I was a major failure at doing it. And it wasn't that I couldn't get in front of people. It wasn't that people didn't need help. It wasn't that people didn't want to work with me. The biggest issue was these businesses, when I'd go in there and be like, yeah, we can do your social media. It's going to cost you about $1,000 a month. Their eyes glaze over and they're like, we're a small business. I can't afford $1,000 a month. So one of two things happens. One, I got to do a lot more for a whole lot less and just take a huge cut, which I did do a few times for a few people. And that's no fun. Or I just have to start selling that to other places. And that's why I've got clients in North Carolina and Mississippi and other places, because those other places have businesses that can actually afford, bigger businesses that can afford it. Not that there aren't any in Loganville, but most of the mom and pop businesses in Loganville, they just can't afford that. Go High Level allows us to be able to provide a ton of really cool marketing stuff for far cheaper than I could ever charge them. In fact, some of you may know my buddy John, who's been on many of our calls and things. He's my web guy down in Florida. He switched over his local marketing stuff to High Level for the same reason, and now he's able to work with all the local businesses in his town, and he's got a bunch of local clients, so he can add. Because the idea is, I love working with clients that are in other states, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I would much rather be able to walk over to the restaurant that I'm working with and be like, hey, how's things going? And walk into the insurance place and be like, hey, how's the marketing stuff going? Are the ads bringing people in? You know, going face to face, that's what I want, because we do a lot of local stuff. We've got the local news site that we do and everything else. So we're in the community. So I want to be able to help those community members. Well, Lynn and her family, they started with High Level, and because I was working with John and everything, all of a sudden I'm getting sucked into that vortex of High Level. And John in Florida, he's kind of sucked me into that vortex of, yeah, you got to do it, you got to do it. And so we're putting together plans on using that, and it's really the direction that we're going to go with all of our local marketing stuff right now. Now, yes, we'll offer higher end stuff still that'll be out there. You know, the video production stuff is still going to be higher priced and everything, but for the social media marketing and the CRMs and all that software that they can use, text, missed call text back, and link and profile stuff. This provides a lot of really cool stuff for an amazing price, and we can get in a lot of different clients. So welcome, Lynn. And to those of you that said, hey, we want to hear more about High Level, we will definitely talk about High Level coming up, because everybody in here that's a business owner should be using it. It's that good. We've switched almost everything in the escape room over to High Level now, because it is that good. It's that easy to use, and it does such a good job. So if you're a local business in here, you want to pay attention to that. You want to check it out. If you're a marketer, we're going to be coming to you with information about that, because we would love to have you join High Level and start offering it in your area or to your clients. And we want to, be able to bring you into that. So that will come up. So Lynn, say hi to everybody if you're still on here. And by the way, another thing, we're doing this, again, this is a little housekeeping stuff here, and I apologize if we're going off on way too many tangents, but everybody seems kind of engaged, so we'll talk about it. We're actually doing this right now. This particular live is being done with my Mimo Live program. So, hey, look, my thing went to screensaver. I set it up to never go to screensaver, and it did anyway. We can do a lot of cool things, including bring people onto the call. So there's going to be times where we may want to have guests and things like that on here to talk about specific things. So if you're on these, and let's say you've got a business and you're like, you know what, I want to come on and I want to sit in the round table or in the hot seat and we can discuss my business, let me know, because we would love to feature businesses and get you on here and talk specifically about what you're doing, answer questions specifically about your business, and let everybody learn from that. Or if you're an expert on something, we'd love to have you on there. We will be bringing experts in on different things. I'm going to try to talk my good buddy Owen Video to coming on here and meeting with us one of these weeks. Maybe Michael Bose can get on and talk about some of the video software automation stuff. We'll try to get some people in here. Maybe I'll get Chad Nicely in here to talk about some of the things that he's doing as well. But we'll definitely want to do that because we want to expand this out. But there's a lot of cool things that we can do in the software here, so we'll be updating that in the near future and doing some cool things. So anyway, I guess Lynn must have taken off because she didn't say hi. That's all right. I'll bust her up about it later. All right, guys. So thank you, everybody who showed up. Before we go, any last-minute questions, throw them out there. I'm going to give you one last chance, and then if not, I will let you guys out of here, and then we'll see you guys next week. Or if you join us for the podcast on Thursdays, we'll see you on Thursday. And who knows, maybe we'll see you in email. We'll see you in a lot of different ways. But be sure to join that. I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you guys a bit of an assignment. Not only do I want you to join the Main Street Business Strategies, but what I would like you to do is go on to that Facebook page, the Main Street Business Strategies Facebook page, and I want you to tell me the one thing that you got out of this that really will help your business. So put that in there. Go there right now. The link is still up there. Where do we access the podcast? So the podcast, what we do is we actually do that on Facebook Live, and we do that. Well, actually, we haven't been doing it on Facebook Live lately. The podcast, let me get you the main page for the podcast here. Give me 1 second. So we've been doing the podcast for a long, long time. We've been kind of lazy lately. So we've been a little bit lazy with it. We also put it on YouTube and whatnot, and obviously you can search it up This is kind of the little page for it, but you can search it up on iTunes. You can search, well, Apple Podcasts now. You can search it up there. You can search it up on YouTube. So it's on all those different things. It's Video Marketing Madness Podcast. So just look up Video Marketing Madness and you'll get it out there. Go VMM. I don't even know if Steve really updates it much anymore on there, but that's the page that is for it. I see June 2024. So yeah. So we've been a little lazy. We've been only doing it every couple of weeks lately just because of the way how busy things have been, but we got to get back into it. But yeah, be sure, go to that Facebook group. Let us know what the biggest takeaway you got out of this was, because we want people to see that there is value to this. We want people to know, and who knows, we'll get you on there. If you want to be on the hot seat, let me know. You can post it in here when we're doing one of these lives. You can contact me personally. I'm sure everybody here knows how to find me. One of the things I am going to do, because I am out of my mind, is I am going to put my phone number on here as well. So that is my actual phone number. So you can call that. You can text that. I'm willing to answer that whenever you guys do. So let's see. All right, cool. So it looks like people are requesting to join the Facebook page already, or at least Tess is. So let's see what we got here. Give me 1 second here, Tess. We'll try to get you back in there. Yeah, and this is a good place, by the way, if you want to ask questions about what we're doing on the show. If you want to request that we talk about something specific on there, we can, because there was a lot of different requests that people made for that. And let me switch over to me here. And anybody who's signed in, I'll get you in there. Oh, hold on. I got to switch my profile. 1 second. This is riveting watching me do this, I'm sure. Talk amongst yourselves. Ooh, I don't need to see that. I don't want to see political stuff. Let me get away from that quick. All right, so yep, we do have some member requests. There, I see Tess on there too. All right. Okay, so everybody who just came in, you are officially approved. So be sure to let us know what your biggest takeaway was, and let us know what you'd like to see in a future mastermind, because we'd love to do whatever is going to help you the most. We definitely had a lot of people that said they wanted video stuff, so we're going to get into that. I'm thinking what I was originally going to do this week, until I saw most people wanted Google Business Profiles. Next week, I think what we're going to do is we're going to talk specifically about how to optimize a YouTube video. The best ways, my best practices for that. And we'll see if you guys can learn something out of that, because that can be a big help. I know we talked a little bit about that, but we'll take that to a whole new level. We'll talk about how AI can help with that, as well as some of the other things that you can do when optimizing that. So, all right, guys, I think that's it. So with that, I am going to let you guys get out of here. Go have your lunch or whatever it is that you need to do next. And, of course, we will see you guys next week on another Roundtable Marketing Mastermind. And hope you have a good week. If there's anything you need, let me know. All right, we'll see you guys.
The sun shines bright as it moves across my face. I feel the light, and everything is in its place. Oh, I woke up feeling great. Today was made for me, and life is good the way it should, the way it was meant to be. And it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day. The wind is blowing, the bells are ringing, children playing in the park while birds are singing. I am walking, and I am laughing, Life is perfect, I'm not trying, it's just happening. And it's a beautiful day.